Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
What's up? Big Kirk 916, and you're getting down with another fresh out Prison Talk. How much crime is too much crime? That's the question I want to ask you guys out there who talk shit in the comments about crime is going down here, crime is going down there. If there's one crime committed in a week, that's too much. If there's one person getting carjacked, if there's one person getting burglarized, if there's one kid getting taken, if there's one person that gets violated, that's too much. See, you guys don't get it, man, because you haven't studied the plan. And you say, well, they're DC, they're military, Trump. He happens to be in office, and it just happened to fall on his watch. You had Biden, you had Obama, you had Clinton. There was stuff going on all through the administrations. But see, nobody did nothing because it wasn't the time. There's been crime going on in D.C. from way back. And yeah, they can say it's going down, but it's still crime. Now, what about some of these other countries, like, let's just pick Dubai. Yeah, it's under Islamic law, but no crime. Leave your watch out, leave your phone on a public bench somewhere. Nobody steals. See, there's two things that stop people from doing crime. One is how you were brought up, your morals and your values. Two is respect for other people's property. Three, you don't want people to violate you, so you don't violate other people. Four is the consequences. A lot of people, because they don't have any faith in anything, they don't even love themselves. The only thing that will stop them is consequences. And those consequences, a lot of times, they don't want to have to deal with them, even though they brought those consequences upon themselves. See, this game is being played at such a large scale that the people in office have created a situation where they have people that aren't prosecuting or releasing certain criminals and allowing certain behavior to where it gets out of control, but they act like they're trying to stop it. It's all a game, man. This is how they get funding from the government. You guys get mad at you like, oh man, I don't want a police state either. But unless you have an area that's going to be a safe area and it's not going to be out of control, they're going to eventually bring in the big guns. They do it in prison, man. They let a prison get so wild out, and then it's taken over by the federal government. And then it has all new officers, it has all new staff. Things are on lockdown. It's no joke. And that's what they're going to do to these cities because they set it up like that. See, you guys are so caught up on Democrat, Republican, red and blue, conservative, liberal. And then liberal people are protesting. Are you protesting because you just don't like Trump? Or are you protesting because you like crime? If somebody gets shot, is that, oh my God, that's so bad, but I don't want, I want you guys to handle it. If it's not being handled, if you can't put a lid on it, what do? You tell me, what do you do, person? Protesting, what do you do? Do you not see that when things keep going, see what happens is, first you steal a piece of gum. Then you steal a pack of cigarettes. Then you go steal some liquor. Then you go rob a cash register. And then you say, what the hell, I'm going to go rob the dude down the street who's maybe a drug dealer. Then I go over here and like, shit, man, there's more money at the bank. Let me go rob the bank. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you not see, like, when they let shit escalate and you say, it's I'm not saying the government is making you do these things, but do you see that once it gets to a point and until you can basically stop something before it gets out of control. When it's out of control, the only thing that can stop an out of control is an out of control force. Do you not understand that? I don't get it, you guys. And then you're like, the young people, parents working, baby parents don't care. Parents don't know where the kids at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night.
Accountable. I mean, if you're old enough to walk around with a gun and pull a trigger, you're old enough for the consequences. And if the parents aren't parenting, and these things that the council have in place are not working, then what's the alternative? Have more people killed, raped, robbed, carjacked? It's just, it's really scary.
10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night.
The safest place in America for all.
Shit is gonna go down. I know because I've been there. My mom was at work. I was at the park. She didn't know where I was at. I couldn't blame her. She wasn't a bad parent. I was hard-headed. I didn't listen. And when you don't listen, you got to go sit your ass down. And these cities that's going to be hit, DC right now, it's the testing grounds. They already did a small test in Los Angeles, and then they're going to hit whatever other city that's out of control. Maybe it's Chicago, maybe it's Philadelphia. Who knows? But what I'm saying is this is a game, man, and your public leaders, the people you voted in, I'm going to get them out of here. All these leaders that talk all this shit, act like they care about you. They don't care. They live in gated communities. They don't care the crime's out of control. They don't care that they're giving benefits to people who don't actually have citizenship here, and they're getting benefits you can't get while you pay medical care. They don't care that you're living in Section 8. They don't care that your kids are running around and that the public school is out of control. Some of you guys as kids is beating up teachers, bringing guns to school, knives to school. They don't care because their kids aren't around your kids. But yet you guys are protesting and complaining and saying, wow, why are they bringing in them? This is a dictatorship. Do you think that they didn't plan to set this shit up like this? Do you not see that this was in the works 20? If I let your badass neighborhood get so out of control that now we got to bring in robots and drones, do you not see, oh my God, surveillance? You guys bought into it. You should have checked your families, checked your kids, checked your homies. So now the homies ain't getting no money. You're not hustling none on the street with the drones out there. You guys have set yourselves up for failure. All you out of control guys, street criminals, broad daylight shootings, robberies, when shit was like, when it was like not too bad. And see, the thing is, not too bad. It wasn't, it didn't raise the eyebrows. But you start hitting some of these people who got sway, who really say, hey, you know what? Time for phase 2. Bring in the military, martial law. Bring in the private contractors. They got these flying drones that will facial recognition. You guys don't get it, man. You set yourselves up. You got so raggedy, and instead of just transitioning with technology to do things legitimately and to find something else to do, crime is going to always exist. Some people are going to be criminals. Some people don't want to transition out of being criminals. They want to be criminals. They're going to become smarter criminals. I'm not. Whatever you do, that's your business, man. I used to be a criminal. I'm doing other stuff now. I see the game. I hated the fact I had to go lay down, but I did something wrong. I had to pay for it. And sometimes you think, oh man, I don't want to have to do 10. I only want to do 2. I only want to do 6 months. It don't work like that. The judge doesn't say, well, little Timmy, do you think that if we only gave you 6 months, it would be enough, or do we need to give you 10 years? Oh, 6 months. Everybody's going to say 6 months. Nobody's going to say 10 years. Nobody's going to say 2 decades. But when a crime goes bad and somebody gets killed or somebody gets hurt, you say you didn't mean it. It doesn't matter. There's a consequence. Do you not see the psychology? Oh, Big Hurt, crime is going down in D.C. They didn't need to do that. Well, if people are still getting robbed, it doesn't. There's crime. It's not safe. Your mom, until it affects you, you don't care. What if it was your mom in one of these places that got hurt or beat up or robbed? Is it supposed to, oh man, how long before you say enough is enough? I'm not a police officer. I don't work for the Department of Justice. I'm just telling you how they think. They set this shit up, man. And they don't even have to like make it happen. You will make it happen by your behavior and psychology. See, it's a lot of other things. It's not just one thing. It could be closing down a factory. It could be increasing gas prices here, shutting down this grocery store, promoting a certain type of algorithm to a certain type of demographic on their social media. Your kids are listening to this type of music, and to see the music in some areas it doesn't affect the people because they don't look like them. If I'm not black and I'm listening to a black rapper talk about murder, it's entertainment because I'm like, these guys are crazy. I wouldn't murder my own people, but these guys are bragging about the murder and they're ready to shoot somebody that looks like them. Well, shit, it's entertaining. I seen them at an East Indian concert. They were bumping Chief Keef. They're not doing what Chief Keef is doing or Chicago's doing because it doesn't resonate with them like that. But when somebody that looks like you hears it, you're like, man, it's like a visual. I'm telling you, I've been there. I was in juvenile hall lockup when gangster rap took off. I was around real gang members, dudes who were banging, and I seen the energy and the transition from Big Daddy Kane, Biz Markie, Kwame, to NWA, to some of the other gangster rap, Schoolie D. I seen the transition and how it made guys feel like some kind of way. And even then, it wasn't at the level because back then it was a lot of fighting. A lot of people didn't, you had to go out of your way to get a legal gun. There were guns, but it wasn't like, like in LA, it wasn't as bad as LA. So you had to kind of catch fades. You're catching a lot of fades. Now, everybody can get a gun. So instead of fighting and getting jumped and then setting up between the hoods, head up, these dudes are just shooting each other and they're shooting everywhere, broad daylight. And see, everybody thinks the old mask that they had on during they think that that's not gonna, help them get detected. You guys, man, come on, man. They've been had technology to see past that shit. They look at your shoes, your body language. They running across the street. They look at you. Maybe you play football. You run the same way. They match that shit right up, man. You guys don't see it. I'm trying to give you game, man, because these other cities are next, and you're blaming Trump. But what do you think? What's going to happen when the people who are quiet, who are silently writing their lawmakers and their local politicians, who are a part of the setup, and we don't want them here. Okay, how many soldiers are we sending? Okay, yeah, get them out of here. They're in on it. They're in on it, man. Why do you think they let California get so bad? Frisco, they're going to bring in some military, man, some type of cleanup, and it's going to shut everything down. And the people who are locked in their houses now are coming outside, and they're going to be like, oh, okay, we can come outside now. And you're going to be saying, oh, man, this is a dictator. This is a military state. You guys set it up. You ushered this shit in. And you don't want to accept it, man. I'm trying to tell you, man, I've seen how they do this shit in the penitentiaries. They bring in certain things. Shit gets out of control. They lock it down. Now, a lockdown is a regular thing in the prison. Every so many months, they lock it down. You're in a cage all day watching TV with a mirror. In the feds, in the state, you have a TV in your room, I heard. In the feds, you're looking out on a tier. And you're locked down. You guys don't see it. They're going to lock shit down. They want a lockdown state. Certain states where they got pistols, man, shit, this is going to be busting out on fools. I'm not saying each state doesn't have its issues. Even Arizona, it's number 10 on the homeless. Number 2 on kidnapping, human trafficking, snatch up. A lot of people, a lot of young people, women get snatched up out here. It's bad. Number 2, but I live in an area where there's a lot of churches and a lot of good people and a lot of armed people. A lot of armed people, man. And these people, man, if shit goes down, I've had dudes that don't look like me. Hey, man, how you doing today? Shit goes down, they busting the cap. Criminals, they look for areas and places where crime is lax, meaning that the consequences aren't really that high. They look for cities that robberies are prevalent. They look for cities where they know that the average robbery isn't being prosecuted and there's a lot of them, meaning that you can get away with it. They look for that, man. These guys they got the Wi-Fi jammers. They got all the technology for where to get away, how to dump a car. I mean, dude, these guys they're not going to places where they know there's a high police presence and people are armed and that they can most likely get their head blown off. They go in places where they know if they do a crime, they're most likely going to get away with it. That's why they're doing certain human trafficking at high volumes in places like Portland, where they're letting streetwalkers go, certain places in Seattle, certain places in like Philadelphia, certain places, where the whole stroll, they know that it's wide open. They're not going to put these women by areas where they got a bunch of churches and schools and they know that the people there are more conservative and concerned about the neighborhood. They're going to places where it's like Batman, Gotham City. Gotham City, bro. You seen what happened when Gotham City got out of control? They brought in Batman. Well, they got some Batmans for you, man. And you guys, like I said, I look at the comments, Big Herc, you don't want to say nothing about this and that. Look, man, I'm not a politician. I'm not investigating the Epstein files. I'm not the one. I'm just speaking from a person sharing information, and they already censored me, so it doesn't really matter because I'm not promoting the Gotham City behavior. I'm promoting conscious thought to help elevate, to keep people out of prison. You're talking about private prisons. Private prisons wouldn't exist if people weren't getting locked up. Now you say, well, they're locking them up. Well, look, we got to do better for the kids so that they don't go in that direction behavioral wise, and then you don't have that issue. I'm not saying I got all the answers, but all I'm saying, it starts in the household. And it's hard, yeah. You got to work, you got to pay bills, but you got to watch your kids, man, and who they hang out with. Some kids are going to just be babies. Some kids are going to be ratchet. Some people, you should always visit who your kids hang out with and see what that environment's like. If you got a friend, he spends a lot, go see what their parents do. If you see us really, really ratchet, don't let them play with them no more. Can't play with them because he can get caught up or she can get caught up. I'm telling you, man, this is a long game for them, and it's not just one thing. It's not just bringing in the military, dude. They let it fester to where it became so infected. This is the solution for it. They played DC, man, and DC is a federal enclave. This is where they test and start everything, and then it goes from there to these other cities, man. You guys better wake up. You're doing all these heists and stuff. You're getting away. Hey, man, get your money. It's fun. Everything is fun until you get locked up or killed. I'm just saying, man. You get away with it. You quit while you're ahead. Quit while you're ahead, man. Don't post anything on social media. Don't brag about it. Quit while you're ahead. And hopefully nobody gets in trouble that knows about what you did and they don't tell on you. Because somebody will use whatever crime you did as a get out of jail free card. Believe that. Leave a comment, subscribe, share. Big Herc 916, fresh out prison. What's up? Big Herc 916. I get down with that art. Behind me is the original Charles Leclerc drawing I did that I put a lot of time, detail, and my heart into, creating something that's truly special. I have these limited edition art prints dropping. Each one will be signed, numbered, and come with a certificate of authenticity so you know it's coming from me. There will only be 50 of these. If you're interested in purchasing one of these, you can go to their website, bigherc916.com. We have a countdown so you know exactly when they're dropping. You don't want to miss out. If you're interested in purchasing an original, shoot me a DM on the website, bigherc916.com. This is the opportunity to own something special from Big Herc. Grab one before they're gone.